Hey, Nocturnal! How are you? I am hoping everything goes fine today. We all know my bad luck of updating before stream always takes down the stream. Updating during the stream always takes down the stream. And adding on any peripherals will cause problems. I have a second monitor now. I don't know if you saw my tweet. So, yeah. I'm kinda hoping it goes okay. I'm also looking up now because I put both chats up there, so they're both in the same spot. So no longer have to look over there for YouTube and over there for Twitch. It's just up there, both next to each other. Going to be sweet. Anyway, let's jump straight into it. Alright. We'll go into here, get status. Alright, cool, get pull. I'm just pulling everything, all the changes and stuff like that, because I know, yeah, I did a deployment the other day. That's been working fine on my local, on my production. And I've got to remember what we were up to. So, under NearBeach, views, API, you're okay, you don't have Twitter, not want to, okay, fair enough, I'll post it on Discord. Give me 2 seconds. I know that we're going to have an ad break very shortly. Alright, Discord, where are you? Alright, it's under the I'm live. So I'm hoping Socks doesn't jump up onto the monitors and pull them down. I might switch the monitors around too, because one on the ground has more depth to it, so it's a lot closer. It'll be suitable with the top. I need to also tighten everything and really tweak it. So, yeah. And I have a video feedback now. Settings, normal, playback speed. I just wish YouTube had that a better playback video. But that's fine. So yeah, getting back into this, we didn't do coffee because we excluded it. That's fine. Sucks, I'm wearing gloves. The change task API, we did the change task API. I think we wanted to do the request for change API next. So we've only got 4 left. So it's the request for change API. Then it's the requirement item and sprint. All right, cool. So, I am going to open up the change tasks. I can put that all the way over there now and reference it without anyone really noticing what I'm doing. So, yeah. Okay. In here, we've set this as model set view, request for change. Yep, that's all fine. We'll be changing this because once again, we don't need a lot of this. This can be shrunk. That will also go in the thing, but the transfer my objects will stay in here. We've got the destroy, we've got this. We'll also need, let's have a look at this. I'm just going to save this, just going to close all of that. And Ashman, how are you going? Yeah, my day's going good, So yeah, I got a second monitor, so you might be realizing I'm looking up. You guys are all the way up there. So, yep. Hopefully you're going well. Alright, request for change. There we go, team leader. And then we got to get request for change. We haven't actually started the server. Let me just start that up. Let me hit send. Alright, so in here we've got the ID, we've got the change task, we've got the start date, we've got the end date. That's all fine. The status is like that, which is great news. The type name is medium. RFC priority is that. Risk is 3. Risk name. Alright, so we're going to have to change a couple of these to be in this sort of format, which isn't going to be a problem. Hope the problem remind you again that I'm a void chaos father. Fair enough. And also you should call me Are you? Okay, yep. I'll try and remember that. I've got the worst memory. I'm terribly sorry. But yeah, I can do that. Alright, so if I go and get just one of these, invalid token, not a problem, not a problem. We just go over here, we just go like that, we just copy that, go back in here, we do this, we save, and we hit send. We've got the RFC, we've got the change task, which is looking really, really good. We're happy with all of that. The start date and end date are fine. The status is fine. It's just, yeah, it's these RFC type. So that's what I'm going to do first. So we're going to open up serializers. And to do this, so we had the RFC change task, change that to an enum field. I'm going to right hand click, we're going to go file, we're going to hit file again. React function component and view. No, RFC is request for change. So when you go and deploy something or do an update or something like that, it's essentially a list of who's responsible for what time it will start, what time it will finish, who will quality assess that task and essentially sign it off, and so forth like that. So yeah, I had to do them a lot at the university. Alright, we're going to right hand click. We're going to go file, we're going to go request for change type serializer.py. And then from the REST framework, import the serializers. From NearBeach.models, import, we're probably going to look at, okay. Which means I am going to delete this. And we're going to open up the models and we're going to actually migrate these to enums. So going up to the top, we want RFC type, which is just down here. We've got the emergency high, medium, low. We're just going to do the, ooh. There we go. We're just going to do that for the moment. We can see that it's also down here that it's used. It's only used in those couple of spots. And if we go RFC type, it should be only in a few places. So we do have request for change serializer. All right, which we'll get rid of it from there for the moment. Yep, all right, sweet. So we want to go to our utilities now. We want to open up our enums. And down here, I'm just going to copy this. Actually, I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to paste it in, just for reference. Class request. I can't spell. For change type. And that will be models, integer choices, easy done. And then what we want is we want emergency equals, that's going to be a 4 with emergency here. Okay, so I'm just going to copy those and just paste it very, very quickly like that. Easy done. Doesn't need to be perfect. And then we just want to go high, medium, and low. All right, so we got our enum in there now. So we want to go here and we're just going to type in request for change type. Now it's going to throw up a little hissy fit being like, oh, that isn't there. We're just going to import that very quickly. So not a problem. Then we're just going to search for the RFC type. We've just got the choices over here. Once again, we're just going to go in here and go request for change type. We're waiting a couple of seconds. We're just going to go import that. Done. And we're happy with that. Now we shouldn't. Oh, it's throwing up an issue. I'm just going to hit refresh. Low to emergency. None of that should be true. That's low. All right. That's weird. Project management in Python looks crazy. Yeah, it can be. How are you going? I don't know how to say your name. Skirtin Live, I'm assuming. Welcome, welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content. I actually might just increase the font of that window. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Having trouble seeing it, but from down here. Alright, so I don't know why this is throwing up an issue. Where duplicate values for that. Alright, let's just paste it in. We're pulling it in, we're doing that. Pulling it in, we're doing that. And there's the class, and it's all different. Doing some late night coding yourself? Ah, that's nice. Figured I'd say hi to other nerds. Yeah, well, hi, how are you? Hopefully you're going well. So, yes. Alright, so I want to... I'm just gonna stop. But yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Duplicate values found in, but we don't have duplicate values. I'm just wondering if there's something going on. There should be. Alright. Utils, enums. We're pretty much copying what we did up there. That's all lowercase, all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to... Alright, fine. Watch this. Have duplicate int 4. Oh, you're right. Thank you very much. I've been silly. Thank you very much, PixMG. And welcome, welcome. Good spot. Alright. That would have probably taken me half an hour. If only I could duplicate my values. Fair enough. Alright, so we got that in place now. And then with the serializers, we've got the RFC type, which is the choices, but we no longer want that. We want RFC type equals enum field, and then enum equals the request will change type, and that should be it. Almost. We've got to do a little bit more around that. They should be read-only fields, so they actually should be a little bit higher up. Okay. I'm gonna see if this works. I'm just gonna hit send. Okay, all right. We're ignoring the change task. We've got the status, and we've got the type down here. Awesome, sweet. So I just need to get rid of the type name. Which is there, so we just get rid of that. Type priority name, we get rid of 2. Risk is fine, risk name we're getting rid of. Impact is fine, but impact name we're getting rid of. Version number is fine, priority is fine, and then your UID. We'll be changing a lot of this. Is this PyCharm? Yes. Yeah, so this is PyCharm. Full disclosure, I actually get it for free because NearBeach is open source, and I've got an open source license for it. So, yeah. So, yeah. All right, another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of use the exclude, I'm going to use the fields. I'm going to flip this around, mainly because I want this in alphabetical order up here, and it doesn't matter what the fields will be in. So, ISR impact will actually go there, version number, priority. Yeah, this is going to take me a while to actually put it in alphabetical order, but that's fine. The type P definitely goes there. You mostly use VS Code instead of JetBrains ecosystem because it takes so much resources. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm lucky. I upgraded my PC not last year, the year before. So yeah, I'm happy with mine. So yeah, but I can fully understand. Yep, it does like to consume a lot of resources. All right, start date, end date is actually like that. Okay, so we've done that one. I'm actually going to move to this. Actually, I don't know why I did that. I'm going to move to this one. Just going to hit refresh. And thank you very much for the follow, PixMG. Welcome, welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content. Alright, so we've got RFC ID. Change task I want to put at the end. I really should get rid of that. Oops. Sorry, I've been using a Mac all day, so every now and then I'll put in the Mac shortcut keys. Alright, I'm just going in here. We're going to go and copy all of this. You'll see why in a second. We'll just paste it in. We'll just start deleting stuff. Oops, I took out that comma. I actually used to lurk on your stream. What happened to catch you live on Twitch right now? Okay, fair enough, yeah. Yeah, I actually stream on both at the moment. So, yeah. I don't think there's anyone watching on YouTube. But, oh well, they might be lurking on YouTube, and that's perfectly fine. I don't see anything there, but that's okay. Oops, oh, ah. Yeah, you get the drop games and stuff like that on Twitch, which you don't get on YouTube. So, yeah, that, and also you can feed socks. What did you get? Oh yeah, Nightbot cheats. Like, Nightbot cheats like there's no tomorrow. Alright, I'm going to put the change tasks at the end. We definitely want the title and the summary up at the top. Date created. We kind of want to put that with the dates. Date modified. We do want that information in there. We want the priority impact. Status. Definitely go above the dates. Impact risk. I know I've got a description somewhere in here. Yeah. It's that Nightbot is tricky. And I think I got a quick cooldown for it. I'm doing Judgmental Lily. She is judging judging Nightbot. Alright, so we've got the summary, we've got the lead, we've got the risk. We'll need the risk, RC risk and impact analysis after the risk. We'll also need the impact up there. I'm trying to remember what is on the screen. Let's just go in and... Ooh. Is it not running? There we go. Oh, sorry. Light mode, I know. There we go. Alright. Not requirement, new request for change. So, we've got the change title, change summary up at the top. That's where we want it. Then you go next. We'll put the lead next. Actually, I'm going to keep this information exactly. So, RC change type. Oh, this is where you see that I can't find stuff in alphabetical unless it's in alphabetical order. Version number. That will go up there. Title summary, version number. Where's the RSC? RSC type. Then the group list. Or are we including the group list? No, we're not. All right, that's fine. We don't need to include the group list. We'll have the lead. So this will be all fine. Risk will be priority or change, risk or change. So it'll be priority, risk, impact, and then the analysis. So usually when someone's like, all right, cool, these are all of these. And then we go next, and then the implementation plan, which is going to be like this, and then I'm actually going to include the implementation dates along next to it. Then we've got the backup plan. And then test plan. Then we've got our basic RFC release date, RFC status. I think that could go down there. I think that's a good order. So we go over here, we'll hit save, send. And I've broken something. UUID was declared on the, but not in the optionals. Ah, yes, we then have the UUID. There might be a couple of fields that I need to do this for. Group list. Alright, and there I go. Now, we might include group lists in this. But for the moment, that should be fine. Just having a quick think, is that useful information? And it probably is. But at the same time, am I giving too much information? Because the RFCs are pretty heavy with their information. And it means I've got to fill out that data by doing a secondary query. It's probably not worth it. All right, not a problem. I can always come back and do it. So. Write only is true, required is true. All right, yep. All right, so going with this data, we now got RFC title, summary, type, the version number, we've got the lead, which will actually be a user. So the RFC lead, and I don't think I have it in here. All right, I don't actually. So that will actually belong in here. RFC lead will equal the user. So equal a special serializer. From NearBeach.serializers. There's a user, and I think we want the user Django serializer. All right, I'm going to put it like that. Many equals false. Just going to hit refresh. Now, if we go down to the lead, we've got all the lead information in there, which is great. Now, I just want to try one more thing. From nearbeach.serializers.user serializer. I just want to see what happens if we just use a plain old user serializer. We've got an ad in 5 minutes, all right. No, it doesn't like it because, yeah, the profile picture stuff. All right. Easy done. Okay. So, we've got the type, we've got the version, we've got the lead, which will have some information come through about the user, which we want. We'll need to do the priority now. So, if we go, copy that, and go search for it. Oof. Oh, we're going to be using this. Actually, I wanted to find this one. Sorry. So, we'll no longer be importing that. Same with risk and impact. And I think we can do all of these all at once. So with the choices, I am going to cut this. This is priority. So that will go up here. Just going to paste it in for reference. So oops, wrong button. Actually, it's too late now. Oh, I had the cap locks on. That's why. All right. So class request for change, and the Bob I know. How are you going? I got an. Oh, actually, it's not a new monitor. It's from work, but I finally, set it up at home. So I've got 2 monitors now. Request for change. What was it again? Priority is models.integer choices. We're just going to do that. We're going to go critical equals for underscore that. We don't need the end stuff. That's fine. Then we just have high equals that. And then we have medium equals, oops, that. And then we just have low equals that. And that should be it. And then if we open up this again, go to this location, what we can do is request for change priority. And just import that there. Okay. So that's now we need to do RSC risk. So we'll get it rid from there. We're just going to cut this. We're going to go to our enums. We are going to paste it in like this. We're going to go class request for change risk, and it'll be models.integer choices. Easy done. I'm just going to do this very, very quickly. Very high equals all of that sort of stuff. We'll change the wording in a second. We'll do this where it'll be underscore do, and then we just need to get rid of that. I'm just trying to speed up this process. I think the cron job is broken. Oh no, but we got it working. Does it have any errors? And hello, Bold and Naya. Welcome, I do hope you are enjoying my content. As we just migrate everything over into this. So, going into here, we just get rid of this. We go request for change risk. Easy done. We just then import it in. Ooh, and we've just reached an ad break. Okay, for those on YouTube, we run ads every half an hour on Twitch, so people don't get preloaded ads. They suck. They really do suck. So, yeah, we just do this when we hit the ads. I think I have a daily task that's meant to be getting created, left over the weekend. No task got created. I ran the run scheduler manually, and it created the task. Oh, all right. Because my next thing was to ask, what version of NearBeach are you on? Don't sit on the keyboard. Did you update to the latest one? Because I'm dreading doing the the cron job stuff again, just because it was so fiddly getting it to work. I'm just hoping it's not something broken with it, which is annoying. Alright, how are we? 7 seconds for the ads. We also got Socks here. She's like, hey. Yeah, you're on TV. Alright, welcome back everyone. She's not happy. She's like, yeah. Double check, it's pretty close. I think I had a version before last, but I manually fixed the issue in scheduler. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, please do. I'm just wondering what could be causing it. Oh, cheers. Thank you. Did you want to put it as a bug in new track? Oh, I've got cap locks on again. Request for change risk, and we're just going to add that in. Alright, cool. It's probably cron's not running. Yeah, I'm just wondering why. I was hoping crons would be a set and forget type of situation. Alright, so we just did that one. Now we've got to do impact. Oh yeah, cheers. Oh, feel free to use Kanban board 2 if you want. Alright, we're just wanting to do this. I want to open up this. I am, once again, just taking that. And we're going over into the enums. I forgot what we called it. Impact. So that socks. That actually belongs up here. Give me a couple of seconds. I'm going to clean all of that up. We want class request for change impact, and then that will be models.integer choices, and then we go down here. We're just going to do this weird thing where I just do that and go hi equals that, and then I'm just going to do, oops, wrong buttons. I'm just going to do that and do that again, and then now we can just edit this to be like that very, very quickly. All right, so that one's now set up. So we go back here, we go request for change impact. We're just going to do that. Request for change impact. And hello, Project Black, welcome back. So yeah, how's your day going? We are updating the RSC this time, the API for the RSC. So yeah, it's getting done. All right, that's running. I should hit run over here. So going with the type is fine. Version is number. That is fine. Priority, risk, impact. Those aren't fine. Okay, I've done something. Which probably means, all right, what's this one? This is for the request to change API. We need the serializers in here. So change task group impact. Yeah, that's like that in the old one. So we just need to change that to enum field with enum equals to the request for change impact. Easy done. We're happy with that. Start date, end date, the lead, we're fine with. Ooh, the impact. Mini. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Oh, that one should be fine. I think if we go mini. Nah, there's no mini. All right. So, priority. That will be enum field. Enum equal to the request for change priority. Easy done. Status, we're happy with that one. Risk, we're going to have to change. That will be enum field, and that will be enum equals the request for change risk. Version number, that's fine. Type is fine. We're just going to hit send over here and hope for the best. So type is perfect, version number is perfect. That's so we've got the priority, we've got the risk, we've got the impact. Impact analysis, that's just plain text. Impact plan, that's all text. Start date and end date, that's fine. Backup plan, test plan, date created, modified, release. Yep, we've got the status. Now, actually, that should be up higher. That's a quick fix. That one should be after that because those three dates are connected. Hello, I'm just joining for the first time. What's cooking? I am fixing up the API for NearBeach. NearBeach is an open source project management system. So yeah, we're just making some changes. We've got some feedback and yeah, getting them all tested and working. We've got essentially 4 more API points or API nodes to touch out of 20. So yeah, we're definitely going to meet the end of this month deadline, which is nice because then I kind of want to play around with a million rows of data type of situation. So yeah, I'm getting excited for that. All right. And how are you? I will struggle pronouncing your name. I do apologize. All right, we've got the status. Change task is null. Added a card. Added myself to use. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm almost happy with the serializers. We do need to go through this and essentially change a few things. So with the post, that's fine. We're popping those out. So if we go over here and we go into the post and we hit send, we got invalid token, which I am absolutely not surprised about. We've got RSC lead. Now that field is going to be field RFC lead equals serializers dot choice field where the no, not choice field, sorry. Primary key related field. Query set is going to be user objects dot filter is active equals true. We do need to import this. I'm just hovering over it. I'm just cheating. There we go. Oh, and that's meant to be fields. So if I go send again, RFC type expected a number but got a value like that. That's perfectly fine. We're going to fix this up in a second. All right, so that's with the post. RFC type. That would be part of this over here. Okay, I'm getting rid of organization. That will be part of this down here. So I'm not worried at the moment. And what I'm going to do is, I'm assuming it's passed that check. I'm going to check the put. Invalid token. All right, not a problem. We just copy this. Oops, body, preview, RFC type. All right, sweet, it's passing what we want. We don't need to worry about the get. Let's start working on the, pretty much the API stuff again. So, oops. What I'm going to do, I've got the change tasks off here. We are going to go up to the top. We're going to add in @extend schema tags equals, and this will be request for change. Easy done. Yeah, we do need to import the schema and stuff like that. Sorry, my mouse skills tonight are lacking. All right, so another thing I got to do. Copy that. We've got that. We've got the model views. Yep, I'm happy with that. We're just going to paste this in like this. We're going to import this. Not a problem. Just import it. Yep, sweet. So extended. All right, cool. We just need to move this one down here like this. So this will be create a request for change. Okay. To help you with your deployment processes. Oh, I don't know how I did that one. And then we're just going to update the parameters and so forth like that. Pretty easy. So I'm just going to go over here. I'm just going to move this one down a little bit. We're just going to go through this and we're just adding them in. There's not that many there. I thought I would have a lot more fields in this. Might be the case that I need to put required equals true on quite a lot of them. All right, no problem. Okay. So let's actually fix that up because I'm pretty sure we want more fields than that. Because if we have a look at the data and we go scrolling all the way down, we've got all of this in here. So we definitely want quite a large bit of data coming through. Now I can close the models, request for change, we can go in here, we can actually do that in here. So we've got the change tasks. Now that's a read only, we don't need to worry about that. The date modified, those are just read only fields, that's perfectly fine. The group list, that is write only, so that is needed. That should be over in here, but it isn't. Oh, that's the put. That's the put. Sorry, post. Looking at the wrong one. That's a lot better. Now, there should be... Oh, I thought there was a way I could get that. I'll get it. There we go. Sorry, I just needed to do the bulk edit for a reason. So going back into here, we're going to add those in. We'll have the group list, the groups IDs that are assigned to this request for change. Right, cool. I'm just going to remove those. We don't need that one any longer. See version number. The version of the RFC. Easy done. This one will definitely go above here. Oops, didn't mean to paste it twice. RFC title. Title of the RFC. Easy done. Should go up there. And Rubik Kali, how are you going? Rubik Kali. Sorry, I'm terrible with names. How are you going? Hopefully you're going well. Welcome back. We are just writing some documentation very, very quickly and fixing up the APIs and so forth like that. Okay. Okay, risk. Okay, I'm just gonna risk and impact analysis. Implementation plan. Backup plan. Test plan. RFC type. Lead the user who is leading the RFC. Priority. Risk. Impact. All right. For your knowledge, Rub Al Khali. Okay. I was not seeing it that way because I'm used to the Rubik's Cube, so I was going R-U-B-A-L. Like, yeah. You're doing fine? Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah, I can't complain. I've got my second monitor finally set up. Hence I'm looking sort of upwards at the moment towards you. I'm slowly getting used to it, so I can already tell that I need to change a lot of things with this setup. I need to flip the monitors around, just because the one at the bottom comes out a bit further than the one at the top, so if I flip them around, it'll be a lot nicer. I also probably need to tighten up quite a lot of this, so yeah. But otherwise, I'm good. All right, so I just need to delete this one, put in RSC summary, summary of the request for change. Now I might go through at a later date and update quite a lot of these. We can create a new request for change. We can do this one pretty quickly. If we go over here, we can bulk edit. And we'll just add that in like so. And then hold on. That didn't work. What am I coding? I am coding making some fixes to the API in NearBeach. So NearBeach is an open source project management system. We spent 2 hours at the gym yesterday, slept really well last night, and afterwards, fair enough. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. Alright, I'm going to copy that properly. I'm just going to paste it. Alright. So what I need to do is I need to just do this. Focus on small little sections at a time. Oh. Oh yeah, that will not be like that. That will be like... Alright, what's the RSC title? There we go. It's just giving me over multiple fields. Alright, cool. Alright. Yes, that is the Heartbound soundtrack in the background. So yeah, I do believe now that I can do this. Yeah. So I bought the soundtrack a while ago now. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, this is a little bit tedious doing this, but it needs to be done. Oh, I hate when that happens. I don't have cap locks on. Alright. Yeah, we need to really focus on getting out some documentation for NearBeach and stuff like that. I'm just terrible with it. I'm getting there, forcing myself to do it. Part of the 032 is to really go through and upgrade all the documentation. Oops. There we go. All right. Now I just need to do that, that. Alright, sweet. And there's our example. That took me forever to do. Alright. So, I'm happy with the create. The example. We're now got to sort of clean up the create section. So, we're happy with that. We're also happy with the group list check in here. That's perfectly fine. We don't need to do this. I don't think we need to do that anymore. Set up default dates for the 2 weeks. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. So onto each date. we've got default date. Yep. Okay, cool. And yeah, I think the default dates are all the same at the start, but as you add in change tasks and stuff like that, it updates automatically. I'm doing a design, a contract form on FCC, trying to center input and label. I'm struggling. Lol. What's FCC? Like, are we talking this guy? Oh, free co-camp. Ah, okay. Give me 2 seconds. Alright, now I've got an ultra-wide monitor. I know that a lot of this is appearing to that side, but at least it'll let me quickly show you how I've done it. So I've got a div login. We've got the background, we've got the width and stuff like that. So that's that little thing. I do apologize. Let me do this. There we go. So I've got it like that. If we have a look at the div above it, so the parent div, I've got it so that it's a display flex. The flex direction is column. We've got the height as 100%, the width at 100%, justifies content is centered. So essentially this div takes up the whole entire space. And then because of the div, the flex box and stuff like that, because I've set it to be in the center, everything just falls into the center for that. And that's how I do it. Trying to remember where I took. Oh, this is Thailand. That's okay. It's a lot better nowadays with Flexbox. I remember learning, it would have been 8 years ago or something, or a little bit longer, getting div centered and stuff like that was a pain. When Flexbox came around, I was like, this is the best. All right, so we are going to get rid of some of this. I'm going to keep the date times and stuff like that there. What I want to do is I want to go serializer dot create, and then we pass through for each 3 of those. So I'm just going to yank those 3 lines. We are just going to paste this in like this. We also, I'm just going to do this here. I kind of want to do it with these 2 lines too, like so. Just commenting those one out. All of those should be fine. All of those should be fine. That will be fine. All of those should be fine. Yep. Yes, we want to do that. That was RFC status. Yep, RFC status equals, and that should be the request for change status, and that should be draft. Right, so we're actually feeding those bits of information into the create and stuff like that. Easy done. We won't need any of that for the moment, but we will jump over into the request for change serializer. So down here, we'll have a simple def create. We've got the validated data. We've got to remember if we need to pop out anything. So I think we'll need to pop out group list equals validated data dot pop, and then we'll go group list, and it'll be actually it'll be there. This is me going off my memory. Alright, serializers. We have the change star serializer, which I can put over there. I'm just having a quick refresh of my memory. So the create, we pull everything out. We've got the date, time, and stuff like that. I mean, we could put all of this date, time, and stuff in there, but it's going to be a lot easier just to declare it up here like this. because it goes through as sort of validated data. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do much in this sort of case. But once this is done, create the request. This is going to be request for change equals request for change, and then dot objects dot create, and then we just go validated data. There we go. I spelled that wrong, man. Now, this is where we've got to do some other sort of work with this. So you'll see with this create, we no longer need the instance. We'll still need the date times and stuff like that. Essentially, that gets rid of this little functionality here. You'll also see assign requirement to groups and so forth like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that out. Just going to paste it into here. We also can see request for change submit in here. I'll just put in request for change submit equals that because we'll return it. So in here, what we'll do after all that, we'll return the request for change. Easy done. Request for change, easy done. The change user, ooh. Oh, I hate when I do that. Come on, click on the light bulb. I do need the user, so that's just going to be validated data, and then we are just going to copy the change user. We're not popping this one out. We're just copying the data out. Like so. Oh, that's just user. Easy done. That should work wonders, because what we do is we loop through the group list, which we've declared up there, if it's a single group and so forth like that. Group, yep. And then we grab everything. And now we don't need that anymore, because what we're going to do, I'm trying to remember if this is, I might put a breakpoint on here. And the reason being is I've forgotten if we're going to actually have a group object or a group ID in here. So easy solution is just add a breakpoint, find out what it is, and debug. And that's it. So all the creation now is squeezed down into this tiny a little bit of code. We're essentially deleted a lot of lines. We go out here, we delete a couple more blank lines. A lot of this, that should be all fine. It's not create. Save. Okay, so that should done. Transfer new, that should be there. And then we just need to serialize everything again. So serializer equals, and that will be request for change serializer, and then we've got the request for change submit, many equals false. Easy done. We can split that over 2 lines just to make it easier to read, like that. And then going down here, it will be data equals serializer.data. Done. So yeah, we've should have made that a lot better now. So if I go into the post and I hit send, we've hit the breakpoint, so we're over here. We're just going to go forward by 1. Oh. All right, that's not good. All right, I'm gonna group object is not iterable. I'm just gonna hit refresh. I'm just gonna click on that again. We're just gonna go down here. We're gonna have a look at the group. I did this the other day, and I know I did something silly. And thank you very much for the follow. Has Arolfi. Welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content. So yeah, we're getting this closely done. So I did this the other day. I keep forgetting what is the main cause of this. So we're going to click on serializers. Yeah, welcome. I think it's because when we come in here, we've got the group list. That's why. But if this is only right only, group list will be true. Many equals true. Okay. We're just going to wait a little while for everything to come back. Ooh, we've just hit this. All right. So we should, yeah, now we've got a list. And if I, oops, I went into it. If I have a look at the single group, we've got it as an administration. I'm just going to hit play. I'm going to hit play again. All right, that was fine. Perfect. And then we got all the data that we need back here. So, yeah, sweet. All right, so what else do I want to do? I want to... That's it with the create. All right. Yep, that's it with the create. With the destroy, I just want to copy this. We just want to go over here. Destroy, delete the request for change. All right, cool. That's it. That's fine. That's as small as that's going to get. Oops. We've now got the list. All right. So list all the request for changes. That's pretty much it. Easy done. And Ejit, how are you going? I'm going good. Thank you very much for asking. So yeah, we're slowly getting through all the API and stuff like that. So yeah, I am hoping for the best. Ooh, we no longer need to do a lot of this. We'll have pagination for this. So I'm just going to open up the project stuff for reference. Give me a couple of seconds. The views, the APIs. I'm just going to open up the task stuff. I'm just going to shove that over there. I'm just having a look at the list and how we handle it. So you got to go. That's perfectly fine. I'm racking my brain. You did say it before. Rube El Kali. Anyway, thank you very much for lurking. So yeah, greatly appreciated. All right, so straight away, we don't need these anymore. We've got the, yeah, hopefully it'll be back. We'll do this and this. And then what we need to do is we need to handle pagination. And that will be page equals self dot paginate query set. Then we got the request for change results, and then if page is not none, and then we've got the serializer equals the request for change serializer, page many equals true, and then we return the self dot get pagination response serializer dot data. I'm just double checking that. Yep, that's all. And then otherwise, the fallback is we do this with this. All right, so that is that one. And then we've got the retrieve, which is pretty simple. We just copy this. We don't have much to sort of add. This will retrieve a single request for change. So, yep, that's as basic as it's going to get. And then with the update, we're going to be changing quite a bit of this. So, this is where we want to sort of copy this. Updates a single request for change. Parameters, we're just going to copy what we've got up here. With the note that I think some of the fields no longer need to be done. All right, sweet. So I've got the parameters. I'm just going to keep it like that. Because, yeah, we could update all of those. Update serializer. We've got the title, summary, release date. Oh, yeah. All right. So, title, summary, group list. That's a separate thing now. Version number is in there. The impact analysis, that's different. Implementation plan, that's different. Backup plan. So, what I mean is when we create a request for change, we've only got this data here. Everything else, like the change lead, is done through a different process. And this is done through a different process. We'll be thinking about this processes in 0.32. Like, should we include this data up here? And should we split this? And yeah, we'll have a look at the UI UX for that. So, title, summary, change type, release number, version number, backup plan won't be there, test plan won't be there, lead won't be there, priority, release date. Though that being said, I think this just updates no matter what. So yeah, we'll figure it out. Alright, so title, summary, implementation, release date. Alright, cool. Version number, yep, we got type, yep. Alright, sweet. So, going with this, what I need to do is I need to I'll close that, under this, yeah, after fields, we've got the class, def, update, self, instance, and validated data. Just making sure that one's correct. All right, cool. So in here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut all of that. I'm just going to paste it into here, like so. These two lines we might need to do above. So what I mean is do something like that. I'm trying to remember how we set this all up. So if I go to the change task, scroll all the way down, we need to get an instance. So we've got the serializer. All right. Get the request for change. So update request for change equals get 404 objects, query set equals request for change dot objects dot filter is deleted equals false. Request for change ID equals, oh, actually no, we'll have pk equals pk. Actually, no, we don't need it there. We just need it down here. pk equals pk. Done. That's fine. And then update the request for change, where what we're wanting to do is we've got update request for change dot. We've actually got that down here. The reason why we want to do it this way is because we won't actually have access to those particular variables in the lower one. So we just set them here and we're happy with it. And then we just go update request for change equals serializer dot update. And then we go update request for change. And then we go serializer dot validated data. And then once that's all done, we reserialize, and we go serializer equals the request for change serializer, and then we just go update request for change many equals false. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Almost. We're cool. So going back to this particular one, what we've got is we don't need to pull anything else out. In fact, I don't think we need to add anything in. Yeah, because that's all serialized sort of stuff. That's just getting it. Yeah, all right. Now that's actually meant to have 2. Oh, actually no, 1. There we go. Let's jump into the put. So we've got a bunch of puts. We're just going to hit play. And as you see, it's just updated stuff for us, which is good news. So if we were to go into here, hello again. There you go, hello again. Yeah, it just works. Cool. I am happy, and that is... sounds like a lot of rain. Alright, so we have done that. We have... Oops. I'm going to go git status, git add everything, git commit, implement API updates to the request for change. And we're going to push. Sweet. So we've just done another one. We're now at 17. So if I go over here, I can go over here. I can just go loop, and then I can go 17. Easy done. So hopefully I can get another one done tonight, and then we're essentially just got 2 more, in which case that's 1 more stream, and then yeah, we'll be done for the month. We'll be ahead for the month, which is nice. So that would mean that I would just want to do the 1,000,000 rows of data, which would be fun to do on stream. So yeah, I'll spin up a MySQL database, locally of course, and try and insert as much data as possible. So yeah, should be fun. We'll see how that runs too. Anyway, I'm going to update the whiteboard very, very quickly. And that's a 17 out of 20 on the whiteboard. Okay, so Let's close this. We'll keep the enums open. So we've just done request for change. We could do sprints, the one I'm dreading. Yeah, this is the one I'm dreading. Just because there's a lot of work to do in this. Oh, sorry. Oh, bit of a yawn. All right. Yeah, sorry, I'm giving you a couple of seconds to think about stuff. I don't want to do sprints. We could do requirement, which shouldn't take us too long to do. We've got the group stuff in there. We've got all of that. That's fine. Won't take us too long to... Famous last words. Won't take us too long to actually implement that change. Alright. Cool. Let's go over here. Let's save this. Let's go into requirement, team leader. Let's just get a list of everything. Invalid token. All right, I know. We'll see how long I can last at the moment. I am starting to feel extremely tired, which is not good. Alright, so in here, I can already see that I want to change the organization. So we kind of want to use, break more information into that. Yeah, that's a quick, easy fix. Requirement ID, we want to shove to the top. Organization, yeah, these two fields we want to get rid of and condense. Requirement ID, that's fine. Requirement item, that's going to be a list of things, but it'll be null in this sort of case. Yeah, we'll move that around. The scope, the title, the status, we want to also shrink into that object, and the type we want to put it in as an object too. So yeah, we can do this. I'm going to apologize. I just need to go to the bathroom very, very quickly. I won't be long, but you can see socks here for the moment. So yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, let's get back into it. The other thing is, if I'm running out of steam, I could, yeah, I definitely could try the million rows and stuff like that. It'll be fun. It'll break things up because I've been doing this API for a number of times and I've only got 3 left. It's about 6 hours of work all up. I can do one tomorrow. Yeah, it's the reason why I want to do the million row data is I want to see what it'll do, but a lot of it would be just me crunching data. Nah, it'll be fun. Socks. Seriously, calm down. Okay, getting back into this. Alright, so straight off the bat, what we want is we're going to open up more enums and stuff like that. It's getting to the point where it might be better to split this up sooner rather than later. We are getting a lot of enums, and I think it might be best to refactor all this. Yeah. All right. Because I can see this enum getting very, very big very, very quickly. So I'm just wondering if I should refactor it. It's just going to become too wieldy very, very soon. And yeah, it's easy for us to refactor. So we're going to open up this. We're going to open up the utils. All right, Socks, can you stop walking around? We want enums like that. We just want a file init.py. We're going to add that in. That's perfectly fine. And then in here, what we're going to do, Socks, we're going to have in here object enum.py. Cool. We'll have request for change enums.py. And I'm just going to cut this and paste. Now I will need to also include those items. Like so, and neaten it out like that. I will also need to find everywhere where we call this and change it. So we'll do that in a second. And then all of these we'll just paste them in like this. And we'll get rid of the enums. We're just going to delete the code. We know it's going to break things. That's perfectly fine. We know where it's going to break things. So object priority. We just need to change this now to enums dot object enums import object priority. All right, cool. So yeah, that's just it. All right, enums dot object enums. All right, I'm happy. The priority, yep, NearBeach enums import. Oh, we got to split this one out. This will be split out. This will be from NearBeach.utils enums.request. For change enums import that, and we've just reached an ad break. Oh, down here. There we go. Anyway, for those on YouTube, we run ads every half an hour on Twitch to stop the pre-rolled ads. We just pause stream when that happens. So yeah, you usually get to see me and Socks, but Socks just tooted off. So yeah, hopefully everyone's going well tonight. We'll probably not go for much longer. I'm starting to get very exhausted. So yeah, I'll finish up shortly. So yeah, I will probably also. Thing is, if I do finish off the API tomorrow, not guaranteed, it might be a Wednesday thing. What I might end up doing is start working on the million row data. So for those that haven't heard, essentially I want a billion projects, a billion tasks, a couple of Kanban boards with a lot of, I think I said 10,000 cards in one Kanban board, which will be amazing. Just to see how the system sort of reacts when you've got a ridiculous amount of data in it. So yeah, and I'll set that up on my NAS, and yeah. It also means I get to load test it too, so I'll be reading up on a couple of my tools that I have used in the past and be like, all right, cool, I need the users to log in and then hit these particular things. So yeah, that will be a lot of fun to do. And I get to see how it all, works with a lot of data in there. All right, getting back to this. We've got that. Now, I like to do things like when you've got this many sort of stuff in here, we just separate it out. Okay, and then up here we've got enums.object enums, done. Now, in reality, they shouldn't be named like that. There we go. So yeah, having it all separated out like this is going to make life so much easier. Because if we need to find a particular enum and stuff like that, we can. We're not having to dig through a 800-line file. We'll be like, all right, cool, here it is. And you'll see quite a lot of these other ones. I'll go back and have a look to see, like, are these particular dictionaries needed and all that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, it'll be happening slowly. And remember, we've got the database improvements with 0.32, where we'll actually go through the whole entire database and make some massive changes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. Fox. No, don't meow. Say hi to everyone. Yes. All right. Don't sit on the keyboard. Yeah, I gotta get this running to test it. All right, I know that we're gonna have an issue. Yeah. There we go. Dot request for change enums. Yep, perfect. I know. Stop and rerun. Sometimes it's just easier to do this. Stop and rerun. Stop and rerun. Oh. Cool. I am just going to have a look at this one because it's going to be easier if I do it like this. Object enums. All right, cool. From NearBeach, object enums. Object enums. All right. It's gonna be easier if we just search for that, and then I can just go in here and be like request for change. Easy. Okay, stop and rerun. That will be for request for change. Done. Perfect. All right. Sorry. Let's go over here. Let's go git status, git add, git commit. Splitting the enums file into separation of concerns. Easy done. Okay, we've got that done. I'm happy with that. Let's get back into it. All right. So there is a reason why I did all of that. It's because when I had a look at the, if we go NearBeach, we go into the views, we open up the API, and we look at the requirement API, we have a number of fields in here that are going to, for example, the scope's fine. The status name, we'll need to put in enums and all that kind of, or actually they won't be enums, they'll be serializers, because I believe the user can change those. And the type, yeah, I think the user can change those. Well, we'll find out in a second. So let's open up our models. Let's go down to requirement. So the scope, title, they're fine, and the ID. Requirement type is a foreign key of, yeah, those are foreign keys. So we need to actually have in the serializers the equivalents there. So I'm going to right hand click, I'm going to go file, I'm going to go requirement type serializer.py, and we're going to go right hand click requirement status serializer.py. Okay, and then from the REST framework, we want to import the serializer. And then from the NearBeach.modals, we want to import, you know, this is requirement status, so list of requirement statuses. And then what I want to do, class requirement status serializer equals serializer.model serializer. Easy done. I don't think there's many fields in this whatsoever, so we'll just go to the class meta model equals, model equals the list of requirement statuses, the fields will equal, and this is where I'm just going to go list of requirement statuses. I'm just having a quick look. We've got requirement status, requirement higher order status, and requirement status sort order. I think my watch just ran out of charge. So we only need 3 fields. Trying to remember what this would be. Requirement status ID, requirement status, and requirement higher order status. And I think that's it. Now that's saying in here we don't have a higher order status in here, but that's fine. And Broken Wing Music, how are you going? It's going good. I'm just a bit tired tonight. We're just pushing. I'll probably finish in about 45 minutes. Yeah, we're down to 3 API nodes to finish. You just woke up at 6 a.m. Well, fair enough. Yeah, I gotta wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow and then ride my bike to work. It's gonna be hopefully fun. Actually, I haven't looked at the weather. Because I've recently poked a massive hole in my wet pants and I need to buy some more. But they can wait for about 6 months. Alright, Tuesday. It's most likely going to rain. Alright. 6 a.m. to 0%. Alright, it's raising to 10% around that time. Okay, that's fine. I can risk it. Got like 7 hours sleep. Oh, fair. That's a good amount of, well, depending how much you need. They could be good. All right, so we just need those 3 fields. I find 10 to 7 to 10 is fine. Oh, fair enough. Yep, I find the same thing. Usually I get around 6:30, 6.5 hours. So, yeah. Unless I exercise like there's no tomorrow, in which case I'll probably lean on between the 7s to 8s. Alright, so this one's done, and then we need from REST framework import the serializers from NearBeach.models, import the, now what was this one, list of requirement type. And then we go class, and this is going to be requirement type serializer. Serializers.model serializer, easy done. Class meta model equals the list of requirement type. Fields will equal, and this is where we just look it up once again. We just go into here and we're like, all right, list of requirement types. We just open up one of these and we're like, all right, cool, requirement type. So we've got requirement type ID and requirement type. You love waking up really early? Oh wow, 4 a.m. No, I can't do 4 a.m. 6 a.m. I think is a good time for me to wake up. I wish I could fall asleep really easily and then I could get up at 6 a.m. like there's no tomorrow. So yeah. Alright, so done. That is done. And at the same time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy... no, I'm not going to copy them. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to write a new one. Requirement item status serializer.py. So we're going to create these ones as well. Requirement type, item type, .py. And we're just going to go from REST framework, import the serializers, from NearBeach.models, import the list of requirement item. Now, is the statuses? Yep, there's the statuses, and then we've got class, requirement item status serializer, serializers.model serializer, and then we just got a class, meta, we've got the model. Alright, I wish there was someone from JetBrains watching. Model, tab, what the hell? No, that's not what you filled out. Model, equals list of requirement item statuses with the fields equals to the requirement item status ID, and then the requirement item status and the requirement item status higher order. Would you say you're very organized? Sometimes organized. So I'll have my bag packed and all that kind of stuff tonight, and then usually it takes me between 15 to 20 minutes to get out the door tomorrow morning. So yeah, I wake up, I just brush teeth, pack bag, lock house, out the door. With the coding and all that, I try to be, because I get things lost like there's no tomorrow, and I just can't find them, and I spend too much energy finding stuff. So I tend to organize stuff to get rid of that energy spent, and that way I just know where things are, and I'm like, all right, cool, I need to do this, I need to get it here, and so forth like that. So yeah. From the REST framework, import the serializers. From NearBeach.models, import the requirement item type. Just a requirement item. Yeah, all right. I had that mixed up a little bit. Requirement item type serializer. And then we've got the serializers.model serializer, and then what I need is class meta, and then model equals the list of requirement, and then the field equals, and then it will be the requirement item type ID, and then the requirement item type. And that's it. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted one more line. Set for the models file. It is large. Yes, it is large, and we are going to split it up. So yeah, it's internally organized at least. Yeah. We'll have it split up in 032. So yeah, it is something I've been meaning to do for ages. Get that file cleaned up. So yeah. It is huge. It's nearly 2,000 lines long. So yeah, we've got to definitely split this up. And it's also why I've taken the enums and split them up now, because I know this is going to be a problem. But I'm just going to keep adding to it, and it's going to get to the point where I'm like, I don't want to split this up because it'll be a lot of work to split up. Hence, I split it up earlier. It's a lot less work. Now, I did push that. Yeah, I did push the enums. All right, so I think I've got one of the status fields wrong. I think I got that one wrong. All this one wrong, I think. Yep, or else it keeps getting bigger. It will get bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't want to know how many files are in this now. Because yeah, the amount of files I have in it, it's quite large. All right, so requirement. We want to deal with the serializer. So I'm going to close these ones because I think they're done. We'll be testing them in a very shortly. The models I want to close. The dashboard views I want to close. So we've got the requirement API view. And then what I want to do is I want to go to the serializers. I want to open up requirement serializer. This one, yep. And we're making changes. So first off, we're going to organize this properly. So we're going to go down this will now be a model serializer. We'll go up here, we'll import the model. Requirement. We'll go to the end of the file, we'll add in the class meta, model equals the requirement, and then the fields will equal, and we're just going to paste this in. Once again, we'll get rid of all of this. Ooh. All right, getting there. And then what I want to do is organize this a lot better. So requirement ID will definitely go up to the top. I'm going to add in a blank at the bottom, followed by the title. The organization will actually just be organization, like that. The scope will be next. The requirement items will be at the last. We'll also need, we won't need that one, we won't need that one. We'll have the status and the type up here. And we'll have it like that. I think that's a good enough structure for the moment. All right, now that that has been done, we're gonna fix all of these. So we've got the group list, many equals. Now that will be true. And down there, we'll have the, that will be gone. Actually, that's, yeah, we'll have that, sorry about that. Have that gone. We'll have organization equals, and from there we need the organization serializer. In which case we just need to import this in. Easy done. We'll get rid of those three. Requirement ID, element OPQR, yep. Requirement item. All right, that's fine. We're happy with that. Requirement scope. Now the scope, that's fine. That's a character. The status, which is different. So that will be the requirement requirement status serializer many equals false. And we've got to import that. We no longer need that. Requirement title will be requirement title serializer many equals false. Another ad break in 5 minutes. All right. Ooh. All right, from NearBeach serializers, requirement type serializer, import requirement type serializer. All right, there we go. There we go. I've done a typo. We won't need that. Title. Whoops. Hang on. I've done something stupid. I've looked at that. Yeah, don't worry. I've done something stupid. So that will be requirement type serializer. Many equals false. That's what we're importing. Cool. Now we'll need the UUID pass through and the group list. They won't appear, but we just need to put them in the field section down here. So let's have a look at what it's going to do. We also notice that we don't need these anymore, so we're going to get rid of those. That's perfectly fine. We are going to hit refresh for this. So we've got the requirement ID, we've got the title, we've got the scope, we've got the status. We don't have that done correctly. So we're going to go back into here. We're going to have a quick look. We do have the requirement status serializer. Yeah, all right. Do have it in there. Okay, requirement type, organization, requirement item. All right. That's going to be null in this sort of case because, yeah, it will be, and that's perfectly fine. All right. Why? What have I done wrong? That's fine. What if I do that? No. Okay. Nope. I've done something wrong with the requirement status. What I'm going to do, I'm going to comment. You're going to comment it out. We no longer have it in here. You have it like that. Requirement. I'm just gonna. Yeah, it should be like that. And yes, Tao, welcome. I do hope you're going well. Welcome. We are just wondering why this requirement status isn't separated like that. Yeah, welcome. Okay. It's probably something very, very simple, and I've absolutely and utterly forgot. So, requirement item, serializer. Requirement status. What's the type? The type's also down there. Okay, and we got this working perfectly fine. I'm just going to double check the models. So I'm just going to paste that in. We've also got the requirement status. Paste that in. We've also got the requirement higher order status. Like so. We don't need to say the sort order or any of that other data and stuff and so forth like that. We just need those particular fields. If I hit refresh, Yeah, it's just doing that. Why is it doing that? Okay, if I focus on just one of them, invalid token. All right. Yeah, it's not wanting to break it down into this sort of object. Now, that being said, let's just double check the model. So I want to go to the requirement model. We're going to go down here. We've got the type, we've got the status, and it is connected to that list of requirement statuses. So the next thing I want to do is I want to copy that. And I want to paste that into there like that. And that's just to make sure I haven't done a spelling mistake or anything like that. Though this shouldn't be running if I had a spelling mistake in it. I was going to hit send. Yeah, we've still got the 3. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm a bit unsure why this is happening like that. Mysterious Wayne, how are you going? Welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content as I drop my my whiteboard marker on the floor. I am scratching my head why this requirement status is not giving what I want. Gonna do that. I'm just gonna see if that changes anything. Shouldn't. Yeah, still like that. And notice how the type is perfectly fine. I don't get this. All right, I'm just gonna have to move on. But essentially, we've got all the fields how we want them in here. We've got the requirement items and all that kind of fun stuff. So we're going to jump over into the API. We are going to have a look at the create very, very quickly. We are just going to scroll up on this because we're going to copy and paste a few other things over here. So I'm just going to copy that. I'm just going to paste it in like, oops. All right, yeah, it doesn't want me to do that. I am just going to do it like that. We want the extend that one. We just want to pull in like this. All right, sweet. Serializers, model view set. Is that also, yeah, not a serializer. Okay, model view, yep. All right, cool. Going down here again, we're just gonna copy this. All right, what are we doing? Create a requirement to gather user requirements. All right, cool. Over here, we need the post. We're just... project name. All right, no, I've screwed up that. Yeah, I've really screwed up that. That's not correct. Group list, organization, project priority doesn't exist in here. Project name doesn't exist. Project description doesn't exist. Project start date, project end date, nah, none of this exists. Organization ID doesn't exist. We'll have a group list and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to hit save. We're just going to hit send. We know that we're going to hit a problem. Ooh. Oh, yep. Okay. Yeah, I need to grab that D8. I'm just going to hit send. What we're doing, requirement type is there. So I need to fix that in the serializer. If self.context request.method in put and post fields and then we want requirement type equals this will be serializers dot primary related key field. Query set is going to be a list of requirement type dot objects dot filter is deleted equals false. Easy done. Required equals true. So then I just need to input that properly. Yep, easy done. And then organization will be another one. Actually, organization's not needed. If this is a requirement. Oh no, stakeholder organize. Sorry, I'm just... Yeah, no, that is required. Oops, sorry, my bad. Fields... organization equals serializers dot primary key related field where the query set equals organization dot objects dot filter where is deleted equals false. Required equals true. Cool. So that should fix that issue. I don't have an organization up there, so I've just got to put that in very, very quickly. We're just going to hit send. Now we've got a preview. Does not exist. Organization matching query doesn't exist. That should work. Okay, I'm just going to hit send again. And we're just going to have a quick look where this is broken. There we go. All right, so it's broken in the API. So if we go into here, let's say we hit the group list, I'm going to hit send. You'll notice that it suddenly stops. It's hanging there. It's going forward. It hits this organization and tries getting data and stuff like that. Yeah, that won't work anymore because we're changing this. We're making improvements. Refactoring. That's the key word. So what I want to do is, we don't need this anymore. We need to requirement status. We don't need that anymore. Because yeah, requirement status. Yep, we've got that. And requirement type, we no longer need that anymore. This, we just need to pass through those two values. So what I need to do is I need to go, what's my term that I usually call it? Just scrolling all the way down, create requirement equals serializer dot save, and we're just passing through the change user equals request dot user and the creation user equals request dot user. We're actually happy with that. That means that that's no longer needed. Now we've got to put this in a proper spot, so we're going to do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to jump down into here. We're going to go def create, easy done. We're going to go group list equals validated data dot pop group list. And then from there, it is as simple as requirement equals requirement dot objects dot create, and then validated data passing through. Then all I need to do is go down here, delete all of that, delete all of this, grab all of this. I'm just going to cut it out. I'm just going to paste it into here. We're going to have user equals validated data. We're not going to pop it out. Creation user, I think. Or change user. Change user. Like that. That just means that that just becomes user. That then just becomes requirement. That then just needs to be imported into this particular place. So we just go boom, like so. So we've got all of that done, and then we just return the requirement. So that makes this really condensed now. We still need to. Now that will be create requirement dot that still needs to be done. We then need to serialize stuff, so re-serialize. So that will be serializer equals requirement serializer create requirement many equals false. I'm just going to put those over onto 2 lines. That just makes it neater and tidier and everyone's happy. Then down here, we just get rid of this down here and we just go serializer.data, and that's it. That's the create functionality easily done. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I still don't know why. If we go send, we've got group ID expected a number, but all right, that's no problem. That's a quick and easy fix. That's over here. We get rid of that, and that's just single group. So yeah, we condense the code quite a bit. All right. I'm just going to go send. There we go. We've got our data. Still, the status is, I don't know why that's happening like that. I'll need to do a little bit more research as to why. So yeah, if I change the requirement status to, let's say, 5. Yeah, if I change it to 51, it's going to come back with an error. Yep. All right, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why the status is misbehaving. Yeah. I have to get to the bottom of it. So that's done that. We've done the create. I'm just gonna quickly do this. Oh. All right, so we've got group list. We've got a 1 and a 2. Get rid of that. We've got a requirement scope. Should put in just hello world. Got the requirement status. We'll just put a 5. Get rid of these 2 lines. We'll go shift for 4 up these guys. I'm just going to go bing. Oh, wait. Yep, alright. Sweet. Socks, your tail's in the way, sweetie. Thank you. Ah! I hate when I do that. Alright, so, paint requirements. Alright. Requirements. Title. There it goes. So, the create is all done. I'm happy with that. That is, yeah, that's fine. That's easily done. We have shrunk that down. The destroy, the next couple of steps will be pretty easy. I think I can get this one done tonight. I know that we're probably going to run into 9 o'clock, and I did say I'll probably finish at 9 o'clock. But I tell you what, I'm on a roll. Apart from when copy and paste doesn't work. List all requirements. Okay, so, oh wait, that's destroy. Destroys the requirements. Delete the requirements. All right, done. The list is going to be pretty simple. Once again, we're just going to copy this. We're just going to go bang, bang, bang. Get all this like this. List all requirements. Yeah, just list all requirements. This is where we change the pagination and all that kind of stuff. So we just want to do that. We just want to do that. We just want to do that. Now I am a bit lazy, so I am going to copy and paste something. Just because it'll take me a couple of seconds to do it. Yes, socks. Okay, so now we just need requirement results. That will be requirement serializer. That will be requirement serializer. That will be requirement results. And that's pretty much it. Retrieves a single task. This is perfect. We don't need to make any changes to that whatsoever. And then we just need to do the update for this particular one. So we're just going to do something like that. We're going to do something like that. We're going to scroll all the way up to the top. We are going to... We did do the parameters. Requirement title, requirement scope, requirement status, requirement type, organization, and group list. Cool. We're cheating. A lot of that data we won't be able to tell the user how to get at the moment, so we'll wait until 0.32, where we change everything. We'll start actually adding in API points where people could potentially get that data. That way, yeah, we'll have more information, so forth like that. Okay, so we've got update, we've got the serializer, don't need those anymore. I am fat fingering like there's no tomorrow. What we do need though is we need to... Sorry, I just need to change my seat. We need to update the requirement. We need to actually get the instance of it. So, if we have a look at the change task, how am I doing that again? I think 404, yeah, update change task. So, get the change task. Get the requirement, so that will be update requirement equals get object 404, and then we've got the query set equals requirement.objects.filter is deleted equals false. Easy done. We don't need to worry about limiting that any further. We're actually happy with that. And then what we want to do is update the requirement. I'm going to scroll all the way down so you guys can see everything. That will be update requirement equals the serializer dot update. And then we're sending through, I think, the instance and then the data. Yeah, instance and data. So update requirement and serializer.data. Now we do need to edit one thing before we actually do that. We need to edit the change user equals request.user. We just need to put that out here. That's perfectly fine. Date modified also needs to be put out there. So update requirement dot date modified equals datetime dot now. Easy done. That's fine having those two particular fields out here. We can get rid of all of this now. What else do I need to do? It's just updating it, and then we send it through. I don't think we need to hijack what we're doing. I think we could just do that. And then what we need to do is re-serialize the data, re-serialize the data. So we've got the serializer equals, and this will be the requirement serializer, and then we've got the update requirement mini equals false. Easy done. I'm just going to go bang and bang and bang, and there we go. So if we go over here, we've got the post. I'm going to go back to key value. All right, so the post is working. The put invalid token, that's fine. We just go over here. We just go to the headers. We just click on this. We update this. We go back over here. We go to the headers. We go like this. We hit save, and then we hit refresh. Requirement status, requirement type, and organization fields are required. All right, not a problem. So this is a put. We go back over here with the serializer. Actually, just wait. If we go with the body, we've got the status. we've got the type. And the organization is not needed for put. So we go back into the serializer, we go down to the get fields, we scroll down to the put, we've got organization ID equals none. We just get rid of that and we just have organization. Easy done. So what I want to do, wait a little while, I'm just going to hit refresh. Organization, this field is required, piss. It shouldn't be required. All right. I'm going to put a little breakpoint there. I'm going to see if we hit this. All right. So we've got our fields. I'm going to open up our fields. You'll notice in here, we've got organization. All right. If we pop over, that organization is now gone. Puts it back in here. Shoot. Okay, that's not a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The easiest way is just to do that. We're just going to hit play. It's going to do its thing. That's fine. We're going to wait a little while. We did remove the breakpoint. We're going to hit send. We've got a problem. Can I assign for requirement item status must be a list of requirement items. Yeah, there's something wrong with the statuses. Okay. So, your code socks, as in like socks my cat. She does sit on my keyboard a lot. Okay, so got the right time. I just need to fields. Oops. No, it didn't. Bloody copy paste. This is requirement status equals serializers dot primary key field. We've got the query set equals list of requirement status dot objects dot filter is deleted equals false, and then we've got required equals true. I don't know who you are. Do you just come into other people's streams and just say whatever you're saying? Because it's not really appropriate. Easy done. All right, cool. Let's hit send. All right. Now that should be... Yeah, on YouTube. That should be working. It's just something's wrong with our status. Okay, so we've got the requirement status. Scroll up. Sure thing. Texo. Okay, requirement status. Can I assign for? Why are we getting that far? I am going to put a little breakpoint here. We're going to find out why. I'm going to put a little serializer here. I'm going to hit refresh. We're going to hit the brakes. So we hit this first. We've got the request, data request, and all that kind of stuff in here. If we go forward, I have a look at the serializer. And we are looking at the data, wherever it is. No, we hit an error before all of that. All right. All right. Can I silence this? All right, let's open up this. We've got requirement status 4, which passes through into the requirement serializer. If I go into this, we do have requirement status there. It's just not picking it up. And I don't know why. And then, of course, when we go forward with this, we're going to... Oh, wait, we're not that far. Okay, cool. Do I have validated data now? We do have validated data status now. Okay. I'm just going to hit play again. Requirement item, requirement status, list of status instances. It should be a list of instances. Yes. I am just going to put a breakpoint down here. We're going to do that. We're going to hit send again. We've hit that breakpoint. Oh, we've hit this breakpoint. So this is part of the method put. So the fields themselves now should have in here requirement status, primary killed. Yep. All right, cool. So I reckon it's this line that's breaking. So we've got the requirement. And I'm just having a double check with this. We've got the requirement status down here. Yep. Yeah, it's definitely in that update process. I don't know why. I've broken something around the status for the requirements. Alright, this is requirement status serializer. I'm just wondering if I've done something silly with the naming conventions. So we've got the requirement serializer, requirement status serializer. We've also got the requirement item status serializer, list of requirement item statuses. Yep, that's fine. That one's fine. Alright. The types are working. We've got the status serializer. Yep. Model serializer. List of requirement statuses. Yep. List of requirement types. If I just get rid of this. Not that that should do anything. But yeah, cannot assign 4 requirement status. Must be a list of we want that to be like that. Yep. Okay. Hang on. I think that was it. There was a comma at the end of the whole thing. Okay, let's just go with the get first. There it goes. So yeah, there was a comma at the end. Am I a robot? Possibly. Don't know. Sometimes I don't pass the captures, so those days I feel like I am. How are you? Hopefully you're going well. Okay, so yeah, simple comma. That caused that issue. If we go in with the post and we just hit that, yeah, we're fine. That's coming through. With the put, if we send it through, we've still got this problem. Cannot assign for blah, 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 requirement status must be of the list of. All right. Now this is where I could override the yeah, I could override the update sort of process and see what's happening exactly. And I think that would be the smart idea to do in this sort of case. So we're going to go into the requirement serializers. We're going to scroll down to here. We are going to add in def update self, yep, validated data. What we want to do is then go return instance. Actually, no, not yet. We actually do something in here. Give me a couple of seconds as I remember, as I try and remind myself. Let's do the task serializer. So the update would be, oh yeah. So do stuff, and then it'll be instance equals super dot update, and it's instance and validated data. Cool, and it's just return instance. Easy done. All right, click on that, and we're just going to go over here. We're just going to hit send. We've got this now. All right, cool. So with the instance, we've got the perfect instance. With the validated data, we're going to have a look at the validated data. So we've got oh, we do just have those as an int. So the status and the types are just ints. They're not actually... all right. I think I've broken something a little further. So I'm going to, in here, going to put a little super thing in here. I'm also going to close this one. I'm going to close this one, and I'm going to close the models. I'm going to go up here. That should be working. So I think I'm not passing this condition. So I'm just going to hit send. So here we are. Super get the fields. We do pass that. So we've got the requirement type, requirement status, organization. Organization gets popped out, group list gets popped out, and then we've got the fields. So these are the fields left. So requirement item, requirement title, scope, type, all that kind of stuff. If I hit play, we hit down here, we hover over validated data, and I know what I've done wrong. Where did I call this? Oh no, serialize it. Yep, there we go. That's the... Did the same mistake the other day. Cool, validated data there. If I hit play, and I do the put now, it goes, all right, we're fine with that particular one. We're just going to hit play. We're going to have a look at the validated data. We're going to open it up, and we can see the title, we can see the scope, we can see the status, we can see the type. I'm just going to hit play. We don't need this anymore. That was only for us to double check out what I've been missing. Well, I figured out what we were missing. Now, if I hit this, we can see that we're updating this one perfectly fine. All right, cool. Let's wrap that up for tonight, because it is 9:15. I do want to go to bed. Get status. We did do 2 of them tonight. Hopefully, we've just got left the requirement items and then the sprints, which will be good. So git add, git commit, implementation of API feedback for the requirements. All right. I might do a release tonight. That's a big might. A part of me says just do it on Wednesday. Yeah, I'll probably do it Wednesday. All right, let's find someone to raid. Okay, Anna.
36 degrees, luckily, because else I would die. But yes, it is exactly as bad as it sounds. Yeah. No.
Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for coming tonight. It has been wonderful. We got a lot done. We literally have 2 more nodes to fix and do, and then from there, we're focusing on getting out the documentation for the API. Getting feedback for that. We also will be doing the million row data type of stuff. So I'll be setting that up. Hopefully do a little bit more tomorrow. Essentially, I just got to write a Python script. I'm using Faker just to fill out the data, and yeah. Anyway, thank you very much. And have fun. And for those on YouTube, sorry you can't follow me, but I do hope you do like and subscribe. Anyway, thank you very much.